what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 11, volume 1 of Big Fan. My name is Chad East. I am a big fan of Ubers at 2 o'clock in the morning, golden Colorado rainbows, and college reunions with cats that you haven't seen in a long, long time. Hank?
I'm Hank Eimer. I'm a big fan of midweek vacations, $1 lottery winners, and zip line braking systems.
Here we go. Sounds like we will have a few stories for our audience today here on Big Fan, Hank.
It does.
So let's start the music that, typically when we play music, it's normally hip-hop or some soul stuff or, that's kind of what we're getting down with.
Yep.
This band that you just heard earlier today is called Turquoise, spelled Turquaz, a funk soul band, and we'll tell our audience a little bit later in Big Fan why we played that. Just wanted to let you know, probably one of the coolest bands I've ever seen live in my life, Hank.
Well, I saw a video of them right there, and they're pretty lively in their outfits.
Very lively. As I mentioned before to you, they look like a bunch of Teletubbies.
Yes.
Pink, yellow, green, blue, orange, turquoise. That's turquoise, maybe. That's why the name came about. They're dressed up in suits like that, and their hair color matches it. They're so funky. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, Hank, interesting last few days for me and you. I'm going to let you take the mic, and let's begin with your experience in New York. Is that where we were?
Yeah. Well, we flew into Providence, Rhode Island. Okay. So what the reason we went up there is a good friend of ours. His mother is involved in a great organization, kind of like Young Life.
Yes.
But it's spreading on campuses of private schools up in the Northeast. She's been part of it for a long time, and this is a golf tournament to help raise money for it. Well, one of the people that are involved in this is a member of just a magical place. Okay,
magic.
It's called Fisher's Island. Okay, so we flew into Providence, Rhode Island, and we drove to Connecticut. Okay, and we met up with his mom and brother, and we went to visit his aunt who lives there, and then we went to a restaurant that they owned for a number of years before they sold it, and it was a great. It's been open since 1776, this restaurant. So you got to think, like, the history.
Sure.
What
the hell were they eating in 1776, I ask you?
This was on the coast, so probably a lot of fish.
Yeah.
A lot of chowder.
Maybe a scallop.
Something like that. But it was really cool. I mean, to be part... you see an old building, you see that stuff and you appreciate it. It's real old up there. I mean, you go into like Essex, Connecticut, and you see, buildings that were there in the 1700s. So it was pretty incredible. But the next day we woke up and we had to be at the ferry station, because the only way that you get over to this golf course, which is it's a small island off of New York, it's actually considered New York, is you go by ferry, private jet, or water taxi. Okay,
Dude, you've been hanging within the last month with some real elite kind of folks. Hank. Are you elite?
Lord no. So we take this ferry over there, and there's a bunch of people over there that just that are part of this organization. That is great. That are just there to play this golf course.
Wow.
Because this golf course is great. So we go over there, and 2 years ago we played this tournament, and it was perfect weather. And you talk about like a golf course it's an island. Mm-hmm. Every place there's water and ocean and rocks, and it was incredible. This year, about 30-mile-an-hour winds. Perfect weather, but just windy as all get out, right?
How many balls did we lose?
So, I lost a couple. And you're starting to lose a lot when you go from the Pro V to the Wilson staff.
Next thing, you're bringing out the pink ladies, that you had in the bag for 8 years.
Yeah. So we went and played really well as a foursome.
Yeah.
Like I'd win a hole and then I'd play bad for 2 and then they'd win, so played really well. We get in to the clubhouse. Had a great time. It was fun out on the course. Get into the clubhouse and we shot a 74 gross, 56 net.
Come on, dude.
All right.
We
walk in, we're like our chances, like our chances.
Yes.
We put it up there. We're the low net.
Wow.
So we ended up winning net.
Yeah.
So we sit at a table. We get lunch and we're waiting for the award ceremony. We're sitting at a table and I'm talking to, there's 4 other people there. And one of them is a lady. They're from New York and apparently is a good golfer. She won like the long drive for the women and everything. So we were talking to her a little bit. And I look to my right and right beside her, I'm kind of eyeballing this guy like, I know this dude. So I lean over to one of our buddies and he was like, I think that's Mark Messier.
No way.
So I lean over to the guy beside him and I was like, is that Mark Messier? He's like, yeah.
No kidding.
6-time all-time leading scorer. And they won gross.
I see.
They say he is a bad man out on the golf course.
I would believe
but,
that.
just got to sit there with him, have lunch.
Cool.
Not a big talker.
Really?
Messier didn't really want to sit there and have much to talk about. But it was fun. We had a great time. It was a great cause, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody had a good time. But, to be on an island, there's probably 300 people on this island. Mm-hmm. The houses are probably 4th homes for people.
Right.
Pretty special place. But
incredible.
I've had quite the run.
Yes,
on golf courses the last 4 weeks. So
very, very lucky.
Very lucky.
Hank.
But
did you bring home a trophy? Is that what you get for net, or what do we get?
We got low ball glasses.
Okay.
So try bringing those back in a carry-on without breaking them.
Might have to leave those up there. I would guess.
Yeah. So not a very friendly award to bring home. And I think what we're going to talk about a little bit is airports.
Yeah.
So, transporting those things in the airport is not easy. But we had a great time. It's probably not as wild as a time as what you experienced, though.
Well, Hank, that's a very good lead segue, let's say, into my weekend. And, Hank, you look very refreshed and chipper.
I feel pretty good.
Yeah. You look over here. Do you see these bags under my eyes?
You don't look good.
Do you hear my voice? That's
little raspy.
Very raspy and froggy.
Yep.
It's because I spent the last 4 days, I guess, starting last Thursday, in a little old place called Colorado.
Yes. Can I ask you a question? Of
course
when you
can.
start this journey,
yes.
Okay. This is how we started the journey. We got to the airport.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm with 4 of my boys.
Sure.
Right. So I get to the airport and we get there about 9:45. Mm-hmm. We get a Bloody Mary.
Why not?
Why not?
It's vacation.
I'm just asking you, how'd you start your vacation?
Very similar.
Okay.
Yeah, so we left Hickory around 3, and our flight was leaving at 6 or something. So a real good start to the weekend. One of my other buddies who I haven't seen in a long time just got married, within 2 months ago, and we haven't had a chance to celebrate. Well, they're at the airport waiting on us, and we're not on the same flight, but our flights are leaving like 10 minutes apart. So he was like, hey, I'm at this spot. Come on over. He's been there since noon. So we get there.
Wow.
I look at the table.
Did he think TSA was going to be really bad?
He got delayed a little bit. That's why our flights were just 10 minutes apart now because he got delayed. Well, we get there and it's big hugs. Congratulations. Haven't seen you in a while. And I look down at the table. I see 2 Fireball shot glasses and 5 vodka big double glasses sitting there empty.
Yo.
He said, come on down. Let's do it. So we do our thing. We have our drink and all that. I said, let me get the tab. Congratulations on the wedding. He was like, whoa. You don't want this tab, baby.
You done walked in.
You don't want this. You had 1 drink. I had a lot more. So anyway, he picked up the tab, and that's how the adventure starts, with a double vodka soda with a splash of cranberry at Charlotte Airport.
You don't want to be caught with the tab in an airport, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
So we were in there, and we had a couple Bloody Marys each.
Yeah.
Okay? 4 of us. Had a couple Bloody Marys each. 3 of us, I'm sorry. Some tater tots.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? I think we had quesadilla, right? It was right before lunch. We get up to go, and one of our buddies like, got this.
Got this one, baby.
Got this one. We all roll out. He comes out holding a long sheet of paper.
Like a scroll. Yeah, the Dead Sea Scrolls.
In a look on his face that was priceless. I said, what happened? He said, did you know those Bloody Marys are $15? Nothing like a $120 brunch.
Wonderful. Love it. Love it. So we pop on the plane, and it's Jennifer and I, and, we've got everything planned out. She got a little movie for us to watch. I've got my USA Today, got my podcast ready to listen, and the flight was just seamless. I remember it was so far. It was perfect, no turbulence. We were there, arrived 20 minutes ahead of time, all the good stuff. Stuff. Drink on the plane, knocking one back.
Sure.
Get to the
good seatmate. Did you have anybody else in there?
I always sit on the window or at the window, but even if I'm supposed to sit in the aisle, I always ask politely, would you mind if I sit at the window? I don't know what it is.
You're one of those people.
I'm one of those jerks that has to sit at the window. So anyway, I got the window seat. And so what I do, Hank, and I'm letting you into the psyche of chatties right now.
Let me look into there.
I like to open the window as loud as it can go. As high as it can go. And I just stare. And as the plane takes off, I see all the little cars and people. And I try to think about what each one of those people are doing. I'm just kidding. I don't know
driving.
What they're doing. Yes, they're walking to their work. While I'm getting ready to go to paradise, they're working and walking. But anyway, I just like looking out the window. That's what it boils down to. So anyway, we get to Colorado. Perfect. Meet up with our friends. We get the Uber. And so now I'm in Colorado. And, there's different rules in Colorado than there are in North Carolina.
Sure.
There's some things are legal in Colorado that aren't in North Carolina.
Right.
Well, our Uber lady comes to pick us up, and she looks like hippie-ish, hippie-ish.
Sure.
And she said, hey, guys, I know where we're going for our first stop. We're going to stop at the dispensary, correct? And we were like, ma'am, no, we've got some places to go. No, she was like, no. You're in Colorado. We're going to the dispensary.
Correct?
Yeah. So we had a talk with her for about 5 minutes. Say, no, we'll do that later, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But just get us to the hotel. It's 9 o'clock right now. We've got some people to meet, all this stuff. So anyway, she continues to talk about her experiences in Colorado as a pretty heavy weed smoker.
Sure.
And Jennifer's looking at me like, is she all right now? And I basically said, there's no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Yes, there is no doubt about it. She's very high. Well, anyway, she got it. She's a very kind lady. Gets us there safely. We drop our bags off. Go straight to the restaurant where the rest of the crew, Thursday night crew who arrived already, they've been there. Some of them were there since 9:30 in the morning.
Did you go straight to Golden?
We went straight to Golden.
Okay.
Yep, straight to Golden. Dropped our bags off at the Marriott and went across the street to the bar, steakhouse, where everybody was at. And this is where the story will begin. And I'm not going to say the whole story, but it's pretty awesome. So on Friday morning, we're supposed to play golf on this beautiful golf course called Fossils Trace, which was built around a triceratops fossil on hole number 12. They built the golf course around a real triceratops fossil, Hank.
Did you see this fossil?
I saw this fossil with my own eyes. So anyway,
I'll have to look into this.
Yes, please, just check it out. FossilSTraceGolf.com. It's a beautiful place. Well, anyway, my buddy Jack, that's why we're in Colorado for his wedding, keeps saying, hey, man, I've put you with a scratch golfer. This guy's unbelievable, but you're going to be playing against him with one of our buddies. And he's really good, Chad. You can't believe how good he is. So don't try to gamble with him, blah, blah, blah. Well, I get into the place, and I hear some dude just screaming and howling, just having a time. And I was like, who in the hell is that? And Jack was like, hey, let's say his name's Colin.
Okay.
There's Colin. He's the guy that's going to be playing golf with you.
Old scratch golf.
Yeah, old Scratchy. So we get up there, and he says, you're Chad. And we give this big hug. And he's one of those dudes. He reminds me of Will Ferrell. And Colin, if you're listening, hey, man, I love you. I'm only saying this because I love you. So he would be way like, what is the word when you've got two personalities?
Manic or bipolar?
Yes. So he's like manic, happy and loud. And then when you look at him with a little look like, whoa, dude, he'll come right straight down. Hey, man, he did this the whole night. Right. So anyway, long story short, we just keep feeding him drinks.
Sure.
Feed him drinks. Boom, boom, boom. And so by
the competitor in you knows what
by
you're
the
doing.
time we left, he was by far the drunkest dude in all of Colorado. There's no doubt about it. So anyway, we had a great time meeting with everybody. We get to the golf course at 7:45, granted, because we tee off at 8:30.
What time was that bedtime?
We went
Friday night.
That first night. Actually, we did
Thursday
pretty
night.
good. Thursday night, we actually went to bed by maybe 12:30 or 1.
See, this isn't reasonable for normal people. That's not relatively good. Now, I know in your world it is, and we're going to look through the window of that.
Yes,
but 1
herein.
o'clock is not reasonable. When I'm getting up to play at 7:45 golf, I'm not going to bed at 1.
What time you go to bed?
11? 11:30?
I mean, it's not the first night that you're there with all your homeboys and your girlfriends.
You're there
and all-
4 nights.
Whatever. That's just how I do it. So anyway, we get to the golf course. We roll in there 7:45, 8 o'clock. I look at to the bar. Colin sitting at the bar. You know, looks pretty normal.
Looks pretty fresh.
Looks pretty fresh.
Wow.
So go to pay the bill and everything, and the guy was like, pay the tee time or the reservation or whatever, and he was like, someone's already picked it up for you. I'm like, what? They're like, that gentleman at the bar has picked up everybody's golf here today.
What a stud.
Unbelievable.
What a
right?
stud.
Unbelievable. So I walk over to him and say, hey, man, thank you very much for that. Dude can barely speak. Okay. I mean, he's
holding it down.
I don't even know if he's gone to bed yet. But he was like, no sweat. Let's go get in the cart. So we get in the cart. Colin disappears for a while. We get a couple more cocktails. And I told my buddy, Alan, let's get him one fireball. Let's get him one fireball. Let's see how this day
You are
takes
the
us.
devil. You know that? You're the devil.
And at this time, the reason Colin's gone and not in the cart because he has lost his golf clubs from where we were sitting at the bar to the golf cart. He can't find them. He has no idea where they are. The dude has already put them in a different golf cart. He just forgot about it. So 30-minute delay. Boom, we're off. Give him the fireball. Couple of vodkas.
Take the fireball.
Dude, this dude ain't. His name is Colin, and he's been drinking most of his life. He ain't refusing a fireball.
Good for him.
So by hole 3, Colin basically he bye. You know,
He gone.
He's not hitting the ball straight anymore. He's probably taking triple bogeys on the first 3 holes, and basically he's just sitting in the car, smoking big cigars, drinking liquor, listening to music, enjoying the company that we're having. We get up on, and I forgot to mention, he placed many a wager the night before. Many a wager. These aren't little wagers, Hank.
These are big wagers.
These are the big wagers. Where our little dots, when we play, might be $1.
Yeah.
These dots, a lot more than $1.
A lot more than $1.
Anyway, long story short, he barely plays 3 holes, but his teammate keeps him in the game. Me and my friend Alan get up a lot of dots on their team, and
Tell me they press.
the partner says, Chad, it would only be fair because Colin hadn't got out of the cart in the last 12 holes. Let's go double or nothing. And I was like, on the last hole, I was like, brother, double or nothing, that's going to be a lot. He said, I can handle it. The guy I'm playing with is another dude I went to college with who is Jack's brother. The guy having the wedding, his brother. Love this guy. His name's Paul. He lives in New York. And I said, Paul, if you want it, man, you got it. I'm going to let you have double or nothing, but, get ready because I'm Chad East, 18. That's where I shine. That's where I'm shining. I'm bringing home the gold.
Here we go.
Anyway, long story short, we hit all of us beautiful tee shots down the fairway, except Colin. He's still smoking his cigar.
He doesn't even get out on it.
I don't even think he swang on the 18th hole. But I just remember him saying, Colorado is beautiful. He just kept saying that over and over. Colorado is beautiful. So
Maybe he had to stop before he got to Colorado.
He probably did. But long story, or I've said that many times. So second shot, mine goes in the bunker. Paul, who we're playing with, gets up on the green. I make a bogey. He's got a 12-foot putt for par to win. And he buries it. And actually, it worked out perfectly because we didn't want to take their money anyway. Colin had paid for golf. He paid for everything. Paul was
carried him.
Yes. And so it worked out perfect. So we shook hands, off to the next adventure. That's how it's supposed to be.
You're a winner. They're a winner. Everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner. We continued to a couple brewery tours, like I mentioned. Yep. We went to the pool a bunch. We hiked. Well, I didn't hike. Jennifer hiked with some other friends a lot. We ate at some spectacular restaurants. We danced a ton. And then the weekend ended with us going to Red Rocks, the world famous amphitheater between 2 huge mountains where the acoustics is like nothing else. And the band we played earlier, Turquoise, was playing when we got there. And I'm with some of the best friends I've ever had in my life, experiencing this Red Rocks for the first time, all of us together.
Yeah.
And so for maybe 5 minutes while we're in the Uber going up the mountain and these winding roads, and you just see these huge red rocks, then all of a sudden you turn a corner, boom, and there's the stage. We all kind of just sat back, really didn't talk, and just took it all in. And then someone said, hey, y'all, we're here. Let's go.
Get out of the car.
Let's go. Exactly.
That was the Uber driver. Get out of the car.
Get the hell out of here. But It was probably the wedding. I skipped over the wedding, and it was nothing to be skipped over. It was top 3 wedding of my life. Words just don't do it justice, Hank.
Hey, sounds like a killer weekend.
It was. The band that opened was the Turquoise, the real band. The headliner was called Green Grass Blue. Am I saying that right?
You saw them.
Green Grass Blue Sky or something. But they're a bluegrass band they reminded me of like the Avett Brothers, right? They had that kind of vibe and phenomenal. The place was packed.
What were your seating like? Were you close, middle?
Here's the deal: there are no seats.
Yeah,
they're just these big rock kind of bleachers, like you see at an old junior high school, know, football stadium.
Right.
And so it's first come, first serve. If you get there early, you can get in the very front. If not, you're in the very back. So we were kind of in the middle, surrounded by just really kind people, and you could actually walk all the way down to the front stage if you wanted. We did that a couple times just to see it all. And look backwards to see the mountains behind you. And the other really cool thing, so when the sun was setting, actually it was almost all the way down, it wasn't, I don't know if you know about the moon much, but the fullest moon of the year was a couple nights ago. Well, we had the night before the fullest moon, and it rose above the amphitheater. So as they're performing, stars are glistening, and this moon is staring at you.
Pretty awesome.
Oh, my gosh. I cannot do it justice.
Can't do it justice.
Oh.
Sounds awesome, though.
Yeah, so it was an incredible time. So Mr. Jack Choi and Maddie Choi, congratulations. Congratulations on our wedding.
I feel like I was part of it.
Yes. You would have fit right in, Hank. Fit right in with this motley crew. So the North Carolina, one other thing I'll say. So Jack's just probably the best person in the world. So he has North Carolina friends. He was born in Statesville and went to NC State with us, and then he went to dental school in Indiana. So he's got the North Carolina crew, then he's got this Indiana dental crew friends, then he's got Denver friends because he's lived there the last 10 years. And so put all these group of friends in one big pot. Who do you think are the loudest and most annoying?
By far, North Carolina.
Oh, God. And we weren't even close. We were so loud and obnoxious, but that's just what we do.
That's it.
And so we got on stage a bunch, we sang a bunch, we danced a bunch, and everybody else, like Maddie's friends, they all went to Notre Dame, and they were looking at us like, good Lord, where is these dudes coming from?
Well, you know what is funny is, we know that you dance, and you like to dance.
Yeah, it's fun.
Word on the street is there's some circulating, incriminating evidence.
Let's keep this hush-hush, Hank, okay? Yeah, a couple videos might be leaked out, and if so, delete immediately is what I would ask. Delete. There's also this really good video of me and my buddy Rob Worthington singing Colder Weather. It's, she'll take Colorado if you take her with him. So Jack wanted us to get on stage and have that song playing in the background while everyone took pictures at the wedding, all the North Carolina crew. Well, of course, there was a mic there. So what do? You grab a mic and you just start singing it. Yeah, so we did that too.
Well, you were missed over the weekend. You were missed while you were gone.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
No, you were. We had states.
States?
We had the
Y'all
states.
made it to states?
We did.
Oh, well, tell me about states. I haven't even heard about this.
So we concluded with the wedding, right?
Yes.
So pretty uneventful coming back.
We'll talk about airports in a little bit, but we'll talk about that in a second. You go with we'll go ahead and finish it here. Airports. Sometimes they'll go through your bags, and if you're coming back from Colorado, some people, I'm not one of them, would try to bring back possibly some things from Colorado that you can't buy here in North Carolina.
Mind blowing.
Yes. So I'm in a group of 20 some folks, and I would say maybe a couple of them tried to bring, maybe.
Tried.
Maybe, yes. Well, just be careful. That's all I'm telling the audience. Just be careful if you try it. Okay. Airport security, yes.
Yeah, airport security. And we were both in airports recently, and I will tell you the airport thing, it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
The people watching.
It's the best.
It's the best. The two people that I really think are the most hilarious when you're going to an airport. Okay. You know where I'm going?
Yes.
It's the mother with 5 kids or the father with 5 kids that's trying to get through the airport and just survive. Yes. Just survive. She's feeding, she's changing diapers.
Daddy's got 2 car seats on each shoulder. I saw it. I saw it a million times.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Why?
What are you doing?
Why put yourself through this?
This is going to put years on your life. The second is the gentleman that is screaming his business. Look at how important I am. You know what I mean? He's like, voicemail, email. Look at how important I am.
Yes.
Jackie, I need the stats. Send me my stats.
2 laptops in his lap as he sits down in the waiting area. Yes, I know the dude.
Dude, it is awful. It is awful. How dare you ask me to take off my Kohans? I refuse to. I'm TSA pre-check. So, those are just the people that are in the airport are just ridiculous.
I like the other dude that comes in. He's got full, like let's say New York. He's been to a Yankees game or whatever. He's got Yankees jersey, Yankee hat, Yankee bat. I mean, the big sports fan that's traveling around for his team.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. You want to just go up and be like, Red Sox fan? Just ask him the dumb question.
That's great.
Oh, it's good.
That's great.
But yeah, the airport, and we did a little experiment with our crew.
Yes.
So we have a friend who's a complete idiot. Okay. We'll park hourly parking. Okay, when he goes to the airport, which
hourly
is like, $14 an hour.
Yes,
or whatever.
why?
So he'll do that. So we parked in Park and Go.
Yeah.
And you take the shuttle in and whatever. So unbeknownst to them, our friend Michael Banks and I decided we're going to see who gets out of this first. Right?
The hourly, which is supposed to be so much quicker.
Sure.
Or the Park and Go.
And we were only gone from Sunday to Tuesday. So we are leaving after we get our bags. And Michael and I, when we hit the the doors that open, we kind of give each other a wink. And they're like, all right, we're parked over here. And we're like, all right, we'll see. So we walk across the street and beeline to the shuttle, right?
Full sprint.
We get on this shuttle. It's there. I mean, things happen well for us, right? It's there, right? So we get into the Park and Go parking. We get in the car, throw stuff in, pop, 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 pop. Car gets going. We pay. He's paying with an app. He's like, throwing his phone out the window. Yeah. I'm making a call, and I'm like, hey, guys, just want to see what are you guys out yet? And they're like, CJ immediately goes, oh, crap. LT, hurry up, man. Hurry up.
He knows
hurry up. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Great.
So we start leaving Park and Go. Michael makes an executive decision to go through a convenience store. We almost hit a BMW. So he jumps like a curb, pulls out. They're right behind us.
No kidding.
Right behind us.
Fabulous.
But we're $11 cheaper.
Yes.
So
I would declare you the winner.
We're the winners.
You are the winners.
We are the winners.
Yes.
So you got to really look at the parking. So to get done with our airport, we're done with our airport stuff.
Yeah.
We did go to States.
Mm-hmm.
We went to States. So really funny. We go to Friday morning. And I played Friday morning at 8 and then Friday afternoon at 12:30.
And to let the audience know, this is the States tennis tournament that our team qualified for,
right?
Which was being held in Hickory, North Carolina, which is crazy.
Pretty special.
Very special. Okay, continue.
So, and the way that our team is set up is they had one 3-0 team, a 3-5 team, and a 4-0 team, which is, kind of like, not beginner, but like us, like 3-0. And then some of us had to play up to the 3-5.
Actually, please don't put me in like the beginner stage like you guys are. I'm one level above you.
3-5?
You know this. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, and then there was a 4-0, okay?
Yes.
So we had those 3 levels that we were playing in, and I was playing in the 3-5 level as well.
Of course.
So we go out that morning, and we play, and I got to play with Chris Lovern early in the morning.
Good player.
And we just weren't aggressive, I'd say. We weren't as aggressive. And so we played, we lost like 6-4, 7-5.
Oh, good match.
So a good match, right? Your mom watched us.
Awesome.
Yep, because she was there checking people in. So we lost, and another team lost, and then one of our teams won. So we lost the match in general. So we go up, grab something to eat, but we're all playing again, except for one player. LT Thompson is coming in to play with Michael Banks. So we're determined we're going to win this next one.
Yeah.
So Chris Lovern and I go back out, play a great match, and we win.
Wow.
Yeah, we win. And the 4-0 team wins. And so we won that match. But lucky for us is I'm able to get out and watch. Do you know where this is going?
Yes, I could
watch LT and Michael. Okay, so we walk around the fence, and I'm like, man, this is going to be good. I can't wait to watch them play, because usually I'm always the one that has the long match and never gets to see anybody play. So as I'm turning the corner, there's a ball that is a high lob.
High lob, yes.
High lob. And I look over, and it's to our side. And so I see Michael crashing the net like he's going to kill this.
Kill this ball, yes.
You know, Michael, athletic guy, swings super hard.
Yeah.
So he swings at this ball and catches it as clean as you can in overhead.
Right.
Okay? Like, you can see the compression of the ball and the strings. I mean, he hits this thing. It probably comes off 150 miles an hour. I mean, he scorches this thing. It goes 9 feet into the chest of the guy that was playing net, right?
No.
I mean, he obliterated this guy. Right when he hits him, the guy's hand releases and the racket flies like 12 feet. Right?
Whoa.
He hit this guy so hard. I mean, blistered the ball.
And you just happen to be walking around the corner when this is transpiring.
And Chris and I are the only two that see it because other like there were some people there watching the match and they were talking to one another. And I see it and I'm like, oh my gosh! And Chris sees the same thing. He crumbled like a sack of potatoes, and they were losing. Michael and LT were losing, and so Michael's like, "Sorry, man, sorry." Turns around, walked right back to the baseline. Let's go.
So, how long did it take the fella that got hit by the 150 mile per hour ball to respond and get up and get back to the...
He gathered himself. It probably took him a minute or so. But this thing was a heat seeking missile. I mean, it was so impressive. Yeah, and us, like you could stand in the middle of the court and hit 10 overheads and you wouldn't hit somebody.
Not even close.
You wouldn't come close.
Yes.
The fact that he came and the guy was playing net, he had no clue that Michael was going to do that to him.
Typically, when someone in our little group gets hit by a ball, there's a few chuckles.
We celebrate.
Exactly. We get very excited. Were there any chuckles or anything at this instance?
There were a couple of grins, because you're right. Men's tennis and women's tennis is a little bit different because, the women get mad.
Oh, they get very upset.
They get very upset if you hit them. Men's tennis is part of it. Like, I'm trying to end this point as quickly as possible. How do I do that? I hit you with the ball. Right.
Exactly.
So, I don't think it was celebrated quite like, I'm aiming for you when we play.
Of course.
Right?
And if somebody gets hit, we start laughing and frolicking around like it's a celebration.
I know. And if we miss, we're like, missed opportunity. But it was probably, we ended up losing the States. Okay. So then they played Saturday morning and they got killed. But
did we rank? Like, how do they rank you? If
I don't know.
You don't win, you just
we're losers. Okay. We're losers. That's what it is.
If I would, let's be honest here. You think if I would have shown up during the weekend, first couple matches, how would we have done?
We would have lost horribly. We probably would have lost more. But I will say the silver lining of this tournament was the image of Michael laying into that overhead.
I can't wait to talk to him. That's exciting stuff.
It's exciting stuff. Yeah. that night, so that was Friday at noon. I called him at 8 that night, and I was like, "Bud, I can't get over
I'm proud of
how
you.
hard you hit that guy and how just impressive that was." And he responded well. He said, "Thank you."
Yes.
Thank
Another
you.
feather in his cap. Way to go, Mike. Proud of you, buddy.
Way to go, buddy.
Yeah,
you know what? That guy won't ever stand at the net again.
And he will remember his trip to Hickory, North Carolina. He shall remember.
Oh, he will remember it. He'll remember it with a blood clot is what he'll remember it with. In his lungs.
Love it. Well, good work on the States, Hank. We're going to get out of this episode here in a second. I just wanted to let's get a quick fantasy rundown for my man, Matt Pearsall, who wants our pick of the week and just how our fantasy football teams are going. Let's talk about our fantasy teams. You had another heartbreaking loss.
I mean, you score 127 points and you lose.
Yeah.
I ran into Matt Ryan, 52 points.
Oh, he had a heck of a day. I went 2-2 last week. I fought a 1-2 in our league, but I'm 3-0 in our other league. I'm in first place. Yeah, so we hanging in there. So this is Matt Pearsall's pick of the week. We'll do the Thursday night special specifically for him. It is the Los Angeles Rams playing the Minnesota Vikings, who just got blown out by the Buffalo Bills, which was very strange.
How
very
did this
weird.
Viking team turn to this Viking team?
They were everyone's Super Bowl pick. Everybody thought they were going to make a run.
Incredible last year.
Their defense was sick. So anyway, the Rams are a 7-point favorite tonight, Thursday night football. Will Minnesota come back and redeem themselves after last week's debacle against Buffalo, or the Rams continue their hunt for a Super Bowl? They're 3-0. To me, they look like the best team in the NFL.
I don't think the Vikings are going to get it together because they got all the pieces. Like, they could say, hey, Cook, or, they're having trouble because they don't have the running game or whatever. They got all the pieces to the puzzle, So I think the Rams.
You got the Rams?
I got them.
Minus the 7.
How about you?
I'm going to say the Vikings plus the 7. And the reason I say this, because just as you mentioned, the Vikings got all the pieces. They were humiliated last week. If you get humiliated the next week, what do you want to do? You want to humiliate someone else. I don't say they win the game. They keep the game close. Also, for the double platinum bailout pick of the week, parlay it with the over, Hank. Parlay the Vikes with the over.
Double platinum bailout?
Pick of the week.
Okay, I dig that. Now, I would go with you if they were playing at home.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Los Angeles Rams, though, they don't have much of a following. I don't know if you've heard about their fan base, but they suck.
Yeah, they do suck.
Yeah, they're terrible. So anyway, that's our double platinum bailout pick of the week for Matt Pearsall and Matt Pearsall's picks of the week, a new segment.
Way to go, Matt. Now, remember, he does the opposite.
Oh, that's right.
So he's going with
Rams in the under.
So I hope that works out with you. So tonight when we watch the game and you see that hit, you're welcome.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Alan.
I'm Chris.
And we're the co-hosts of Foot Candle Films, a movie review and film discussion show here on themesh.tv.
Each episode, we talk about some new movies, cover some film news, and have some recommendations.
And trust us, we're just as likely to talk about the latest Jim Jarmusch film as we are the newest Transformers installment.
Hold on, don't get too crazy.
Okay, maybe not that bad. But you can find our show and all our episodes on themesh.tv. Plus, you can subscribe to get new episodes delivered right to your computer or mobile device.
We'll see you in the ticket line.
All right. Hey, before we get out of here, too, let's talk about Tiger just for a second.
Oh, wow.
Were you able to watch it?
I was.
So I was in a bar and we didn't have the volume up. So when he was walking down 18 and the gallery was behind him, he was like the Pied Piper. He was back. I started, and I'm getting little goosebumps right now just seeing him, thinking of how far he's come.
Right.
A year ago, he could barely get out of bed, man. He couldn't walk. And now he's winning a PGA event, and the whole world is following him. That was quite the image.
Yeah, and, he's so stoic and, like, he is, like, robotic out there. For his entire career. And he was welling up.
Yes, on the green. Yes,
he was welling up.
Yeah.
And he said that when he hit the ball on the green, and he only, he looked at his caddy and he gave him a high five, and he was like, "We got it from here." He's like, "I knew I had it from there," and he kind of welled up. And to see him celebrate, he's got that new girl, he's got a girlfriend now, and his agent was there, and some buddies. Say what you will about Tiger, good for him.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the game's better with him.
No doubt.
I'm glad to see a comeback. Comebacks are always embraced more than anything else.
It's the American way.
It is the comeback.
We come back.
Now, what if he freaks out? What if he freaks out and starts winning tournaments like he did 10 years ago?
Vegas has a number. So
for him breaking the record?
So actually, to win, how many more majors he'll win, it's at 1.5. So before his end of his career, 1.5 more majors. What would you take right now?
First of all, that's a long-term bet. I mean, like I'm putting in a bet now for 10 years from now?
I think it's till he's 50, let's say. And so I think he's 43 right now. So 7 years of majors.
I say he's got it.
I think he's going to get 2.
I do too.
I think he'll get 2.
Watch him get 3. How many does he need to get Jack 6?
I think so.
He won't get
5 or
that.
6, yeah.
He would have.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have been messed up earlier and then the injuries came on. But anyway, that leads us into the Ryder Cup. It starts today. The Americans are a big favorite. I think they're playing in Paris. That's where the golf course is against the European team. You like our chances?
I do, man. I think our boys are all like scattered around the top 10 in every tournament.
We're loaded, but that's normally the time when the underdog will bite you. When you got all the favorites and against the team that doesn't have the firepower. So they just need to be on their game, or them Europeans will come and get them.
You sound like you're Team European.
I might have taken a little wager on the European side. It was plus odds. I was catching a little bit.
I can't believe I just heard that. You bet against the USA? You bet against the USA. Look me in the face.
I can't look at you right now. I can't look at you right now. No, I can't.
Our listeners deserve to know the truth. I will not. You know what? I'm going to take the other bet. I'm going to take the other bet because
you're laying odds. You're giving odds, though.
I don't care.
I'm getting some.
I don't care.
I'm getting.
You know why? Because we're America.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I'll cancel. I'll delete the badge.
No, you're not.
It's
I know
too late.
you.
It's
I know
too
you.
late.
Hey, listen, we're America. And you know what? When people want to beat us, we got to give them odds.
That's true, because we are the favorites. We are the champions.
You're the worst.
I am the worst. It's catching numbers. Have to take the Europeans. That's really bad.
You're such a bad American.
Really, really bad. This leads into our last segment, the Foot Candle Film Festival, Hank, which is a big event around Hickory and actually around.
Huge.
People are coming from all over the place. It starts tonight's Thursday. Actually, the first screening starts tonight. It runs through the weekend. My wife is going tomorrow for the short film session,
right,
which will be really cool. So if you guys get a chance, check it out. It's at the Salt Block is where they're having it.
The Drendel Auditorium.
The Drendel Auditorium. So you see some cool films. Actually, some of the directors and writers will be on hand to answer questions after the films and all that great stuff. So that's another great thing to look forward to in Hickory, North Carolina this weekend. Hank, we have this big neighborhood party that I wish it wasn't this weekend because I need about another week just to lay low and get back to normal. But it's the Hillcrest Neighborhood Party. It's the first annual.
First annual.
Yeah, so there'll be ping pong, cornhole. They're cooking a pig. There'll be kegs of beer, a lot of stuff for kids to do. So if you're out and about in the Hillcrest area of Hickory, come by and see us. It starts at 4 to 10.
Is it? Are you blocking off multiple streets, or is it going to be on one street? How are we doing this?
So do you know where I live?
Yes.
Across the street, running that way where Coach Bolick's house is, and a little bit further, Hal Huffman lives there.
Yep.
You know Hal?
Yep.
It's in his backyard, and in his neighbor's backyard is where all the festivities will be. I don't necessarily think there will be any streets blocked off.
Okay.
Yes. As of yet.
Yes. So my plan, and I appreciate the invitation,
of course,
because I do not live in the Hillcrest area. My plan is we have a soccer game in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
First soccer game.
Oh wow, how's he doing?
He likes it.
Good.
You know, he likes it. Yeah, I think it's funny. He's never played before, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
So we got our first soccer game on Saturday, and then it is in Gastonia, and so we were thinking about going from Gastonia to the Whitewater Center and riding our mountain bikes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So do that. And then Reagan's talking about the LR game, because the LR game's that evening.
That's right. 6 o'clock.
So I talked to our good friend that lives across the street from me, and he was like, what if we tuck the women and children in and go hunting for dinner at your place?
Boom. I'm kind of digging that. I like that idea.
So we may come later.
Yes. Well, it says 10 on the invite, but it's a ping pong tournament.
That's like breakfast for you.
Exactly. I mean, we're going to be going long into the evening.
Yeah.
Plus, there's some phenomenal college football games on too. Penn State, Ohio State, Stanford, and Notre Dame play that evening. So a lot of things for your viewing pleasure. We also might have the band. You know, I'm in a little band. The band might strike up even.
Is Kitty going to be there serving?
I hope so. So anyway, a lot of great stuff happening in Hickory. Hank, so good to see you again.
It's great. It's great to see you.
Yeah, buddy. And we'll be back in about 2 weeks with our next stories and adventures on Big Fan. Thank you. Peace.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.